again.
Hi, Louis and Kristiina from
Ascension Dimension.
Today we are going to talk. Watch your foot on the cable there.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about how to help and get involved.
Yeah.
I don't know where this one come from actually, but it's a good topic.
It's a good topic. Yeah. This is just my little list of topics.
Because if you are awake enough to know that there's something happening in the world, you might want to get more involved in that.
This comes from, it was a question we asked ourselves, plus with all the translating I've been doing for the various launches and speeches and stuff for Spanish speakers, lawyers and doctors. That's a question that everyone asks.
How do we get involved?
What can we do?
Yeah.
What can we do? That's what the question is. So that's why I ask it. And it was a question that you, well, not a question, but it was a statement that you put forward. You were like, I want to get on the team. I want to get involved. And it was started our search into meeting all the wonderful people we've met so far.
I mean, now I understand it more than I did back then, but the saying about be the change that you want to see in the world, because from the old way of thinking, it's very well, what can one person do? But when you realise how important your consciousness as an awakened, enlightened person, or just someone who's aware and wants and is actively trying to shift their consciousness into a higher frequency. I know that gets bandied around a lot, but a more optimistic and awakened viewpoint, to try and transmute the darkness and to say, well, we don't want to continue down that road, we want to go down this way, we don't want to do the World Economic Forum plan, we want to go our way. And then to realise that your consciousness is very powerful, and by that act of doing that shifts the collective, and we've learned a lot more about that as the time's gone on.
Yeah. So
it's good to realise that you just one person, and the way you share your outlook, you don't have to be an influencer or anything like that, but just by doing that.
Yeah, just by not hiding away and not being scared to tell people how you feel, or if people ask you and stuff, just by having just that change inside of you of realising what's going on in the world and accepting it and deciding to make changes in your own life, that itself is a really powerful effect on all the people that are around you. As you probably notice, as your mindset changes and it doesn't coincide with a lot of other people, they're like, well, why do you think like that? Where's your information? So it changes, and it makes people question their world and what they're doing. So.
And they might not be ready to ask the question, but as and when things happen, if we do get some kind of big event, and all of a sudden the people that have taken notice of us, if at some point they turn around and go, so those guys were right all along, or just, they must know about what's going on. That's what we're ready for that if that happens. So it's that planting the seed, or just being visible.
Yeah.
By being visible in your non-compliance, that sticks out like a sore thumb. Well, no, it sticks out like a beacon in the community. Just by just gentle non-compliance. No, we're not doing that. And with other people going, we're just gonna, it's just easier if we do that. Well, how's that working out anyway?
The non-compliance speaks volumes. I mean, we saw that massively here in Spain with the mask issue. I mean, I absolutely refused to wear one. I think I did about a month in or so, and I don't want to hide at home either, so that speaks volumes, because people are like, oh, why are you not wearing one? Where did you get your form from, and where did you get your information from? People come and ask you. But now, obviously, moving forward, they've relaxed a lot of the stuff that's going on, but there still are lots of ways to not comply with the things that are happening. Like, one of our stances to non-compliance, I won't get on a plane, I just won't do it. I'm not travelling by plane at the moment because they want me to give them bits of paperwork. I know I could, and if I really had to, I could, but I won't do it. It's a personal thing. It's got to be a very personal thing. I don't judge anyone that does do it. I mean, my grandma's just gone and flown off to Florida, so you know, everyone each to their own. But it's a personal. I think it's at a soul level for me. I just I know what it's for, and I just won't do it. But one of the main things that I wanted to talk about is that we realise that we want to help. We realise that we want to get involved. But like for us, we're foreigners living in Spain. We wanted to get involved all over the world, but getting involved in things that are happening in different countries doesn't necessarily help you in your own community. So that's where we decided that we wanted to have the change affect our actual lives and where we lived. So we wanted to get involved here in Spain.
I mean, the great thing about getting involved and trying to become part of a change is you connect to people that know more things than you do, you know, and it's like a reciprocal not arrangement, but it's just a reciprocal action that when you get involved and you're trying to help and you find out, well, who's doing this and who's taking action, how can I get involved? Well, then you often find out things that you might not have known.
It's exchange of information, because you can always sometimes give some information about things that people didn't know as well. So,
I mean, I was on a massive quest. You know, as soon as I went through I would say it's probably my dark night of the soul.
Yeah, it was.
When
glad you said it.
when I thought we're all screwed, you know, they're really going for it. That we're screwed. Like, what's going on? And I was just soaking up, you know, there was tons of fear porn, and it was just, but then I went, and I know I probably said about this before on the channel, but you go through it, and then I come out on the other side and I realised, no, there's definitely something else going on. There's definitely something, there's an intended distribution of information that's positive, that's optimistic. And I remember someone saying that, you know, at no point has this been attempted before where our consciousness, we're being weaponized for the light, for the good.
Yeah, and then weaponize the civilians.
The population, the collective,
humanity,
you know, so the people general. The awakened people that are looking for answers, all of a sudden we're finding out all this positive stuff about med beds, new financial system, like you know, sovereignty, all these wonderful things, like
politics. And politics. Well, that always makes me laugh that I'm interested in it.
But that's not what was being distributed.
No.
To weaponise us for the light. No. And then a lot of things started making sense.
Yes.
And anyway, so at that point, I'm thinking, well, how do we get involved? Because you'll find that if you've got that urge to get involved, that you've got something that you can offer. I mean, in this movement of the Great Awakening, there's tons and tons of... it's mainly information. But think of all the channels out there that if you like it, if any of these channels resonate with you, they've probably got a Telegram, they've probably got a Twitter, they might need some help on... What is it called where you... monitor the comments and stuff.
Oh, moderating.
Moderating, yeah. Stuff like that. Or if you're only good at graphic design, producing flyers, there's tons and tons and tons of stuff. But if you just start reaching out and say, hey, I like what you're doing, do you guys need anything? I mean, we did that a bit at the beginning, didn't we?
Yeah, I've done that, quite a bit. People were looking for lawyers, I got involved, started finding lawyers, because I've got the languages, and it's obviously been quite clear I'm very much a people person, and I like putting the people in touch with the right people, and I like getting the information that I need for that. So yeah, that's finding the lawyers for people and getting the interviews and organised, and you know, it's really, really been quite exciting. And then from that, loads of stuff has come from that. But it's not just that. It's like there's a lot of people that don't want to get involved at that level, but they want to help their local community groups, and then they do things like what the group that we meet up with normally on a Friday. They want to start growing food together or helping each other out. There's lots of different levels and different ways to get involved. Parents groups. They're not so simple. You'd think that all the parents, when you're fighting a common enemy, that it would be easy to get them together, but it's not, because we've all got very different ways of thinking. So organising parents groups are really complicated. But find one that fits for you if you're a parent, and or one that's local to you, where you can get together and come up with solutions that benefit everyone.
Yeah. What was I going to say? So Joe Dispenza, I'm very interested in and a lot of people are very interested in what he has to say. And one of his ideas is, and it's not just him. Lots of enlightened people talk about to get involved in to sort of surrender to the unknown, to take a leap of faith. There's that meme where you're standing on the edge of a cliff and there's a big hand and it says the universe and it's about to flick you off.
Yeah.
And there's a giant hand underneath that's about to catch you that says the universe.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's so by reaching out and getting involved, or just making contact with these new groups that might be already established, or to start your own.
Start your own, yeah.
You are really getting into the you're sort of tapping into new areas of the quantum field, where the creative capacity of your God self, your God fractal, is really kicking into overdrive, because you're not doing the same thing every day, and you're really tapping into, like, well, the universe knows what you really want. And then if you don't break out of the everyday cycle, you don't give the universe the opportunity to give you the things that you really want.
Yeah.
So that's like a really great reason as to why you might want to get involved and to start meeting new people and helping out.
Yeah, it gets you out of your comfort zone, but it also puts you in places where you may have always wanted to be, or doing things that you've always wanted, but deep down you've either been too scared, or you've always told yourself it's not so. You never prioritised. Because we all prioritise our, let's pay the bills, get the food in, the 9 to 5, and things that we've been told that our lives are supposed to run by these weird clocks, which isn't always necessary. But I digress. It's not to do with helping.
So another thing.
I like digressing.
Gordon from Peaceful Rebellion. He I saw one of his videos the other day, and it was really good, because he was saying, well, what are you doing right now? Because a lot of people, they think, well, I'm just going to hunker down and I'm going to wait for all this to blow over, and the good guys have got this. We're just going to stay out of the way. I can embellish that and say, you might want to not have any conflict by people telling you to put your mask on, or you might not want to be around spike proteins, or you might just want to stay out of the way.
Hibernate.
You might want to hibernate. But as he said, which is wonderful, I'll paraphrase, but we will be telling the stories around the campfire in the future. We'll be the ones saying, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this is what we did, and this is a very defining period of time for humanity. And what stories are you going to tell? Did you stand up and do something? Did you get involved? Did you retreat and stay out of the way? It's like what feels right to you now.
Yeah.
And completely get it. If you're in a difficult place, either mentally or physically or whatever, if you need to just step back and get out of the way, then that's cool. That's totally cool.
Self-healing and time for self is the most important thing, and making sure that you're comfortable with everything that you're doing, first and foremost. And if you don't want to get involved, but there's always a level of getting involved. Even just by being yourself, you're still getting involved and planting little seeds in family members and friends, because they see it. Don't force the information down their throats, but there is a time where not isolation, but being on your own or just around your loved ones and family members reinforces you to then be able to go back out, because we go through little cycles of, we're super busy, we're having to do lots of activism or whatever, translating and stuff, and then there'll be like a couple of months where we don't do anything, and it's like recharging. So you can kind of go, it's ebbs and flows. Is that the right way of saying it? Yeah. So you go backwards and forwards, but there's non-judgment is the best way forward, and doing what feels best for you, I'd say. But yeah, definitely defining time in humanity. And I think we all want to be able to say, well, I helped do this around this community, or I helped do that. It's something that we could all like to have some stories to tell in the future, because this is amazing. I mean, what's going on right now has never ever happened in humanity to this scale. I mean, the Earth is ascending at the same time with all of us on it. So.
And don't worry about time running out, you know, because a lot of us are waiting on some kind of big event, which may or may not happen. I don't know. But if you've got something that you think, I won't have time to do that, you might be surprised. You know, I really wanted to get my song, The Best Is Yet to Come. I thought, I've really got to get it done. I felt the urgency. And the urgency helped me to get it done. And then we did the other one. I did the other one, Breathe. And then, but there was plenty of time.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose Take Your Mask Off, there was a time where that was more relevant.
Yeah.
You know, it's less relevant now, but it's still very important to the people
that
that
layered lyric, though. It can be so many different ways that can be understood. So.
But don't worry if you think maybe there's no time. I mean, we started this channel and...
We wanted to start a channel like years ago, really.
But it feels,
it's never too late. It's never too late, I think, is what you're trying to say. Yeah. But also, time is speeding up at the moment, and things are coming to play a lot quicker. And there is this sense of urgency and rush in the human consciousness throughout. But don't mistake that for you thinking that there's not enough time for you to do what you need to do.
It's like you're putting your flag in the sand and you're saying, well, this is the direction I want to go, you know, because if we're in a more fluid, human friendly scenario now, you know, really, these bad actors are being taken care of. I genuinely think that, but we've got to do our bit. And just by saying, well, you know what, I'm really into flipping trainers or sneakers, you know. So I'm
writing poems,
or writing songs, or I'm going to learn all about solar installations and off-grid solutions, or but just anything that. Anything that makes that you really into.
And crystals, anything. Yeah, I've
anything that takes you away out of the matrix.
Yeah.
Anything that takes you out of the matrix and puts you into your happy place.
Yeah.
It's good for the collective. It's great for the collective.
Yeah, everything that you want to do for yourself, just do it. You have the time. I mean, we've been very lucky with almost like divine guidance. We found a few people that helped us connect us with other people, and I've ended up together I translated a book for Sergio Cebolla and the Laócratas, which is a movement here in Spain, but at the moment, but possibly worldwide, because it's getting translated into many languages. We got to meet a lot of interesting people around Spain so far. So we've been travelling around up north. People that are just doing their fight. One lady that we met that's from Barcelona. She runs like a tambores. What are tambores in English? Cecilia. She does the tambores group. She set up the 8,000 tambores group. You know, it's really quite.
Well, those drums.
Those little. Yeah.
Like a tambourine.
Not tambourine. Yeah. Oh, is it tambourines?
The tambourines, the shaky.
No, I think it's drums. So the drums that are getting beaten around the world, they all get together and they beat on certain days, just like mass meditation, but the same kind of thing to raise the vibration and stuff like that. It's super interesting stuff that people are doing. And then you've got the groups that are doing like the street activism. It's not really our thing, but we're more of the translator and organising. The techie guys, aren't we? But there's so much interesting stuff that we've been involved in, and moving forward, we will be involved in. I mean, you've built an amazing website. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. Civilianreporter.com. Go to civilianreporter.com. You can sign up and become a reporter. It's citizen journalism, basically. You can the prerequisite for putting a post up is it's got to be true and it's got to have proof. So you need to join up and start posting. You know, anything that's happening that other people might like to know about. You know, it might be about the VAERS data. It might be about stuff happening in local hospitals that people need to know about. It might be, you know, anything that you want to sort of sound the alarm about. And it's using a blockchain video solution on the back end, so the videos can't get taken offline. So you know, so that's good. So civilianreporter.com. It's also in Spanish, primarily in Spanish actually. Reporterocivil.com. Same website, just 2 languages.
Yeah, for now.
So yeah, I did that. I did that. It's massive.
So it's a massive achievement, and we haven't really talked about it because we haven't. It's still in the process of we're getting it out there to the people and in the circles that we move. But I suppose on our channel we should definitely talk about the things that we've done. And it's an amazing feat. We started off with a group of us. It ended up just being Louis by himself building it, but it's there. It's worked. It's for the people to be able to, from all over the world, to be able to, you know, report what's actually happening, because we have a real obviously this is an information war that we're in, but we have a real lack of truth going on, and we can verify it ourselves. So if something's happening somewhere or a bit of news is interesting to us, we can go and find the source, and then we can post it on a website where other people can find it, because not a lot of people know how to use Telegram. Personally, I don't. I get lost in Telegram all by myself. So
it's to try and just stop just forwarding stuff on Telegram. I mean, Telegram is great. It's great. It's got a time and place. I do want to say about that with regards to local community groups. You might find that if you just type in your county or your area into Telegram, you might find that there's a group, an awake group, or a coffee morning group, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Even you might find that, like, even if you're into classic cars, you might find that there's a group near you for that kind of thing, you know. But if with regards to the sort of awake stuff, there's a lot of these local groups that are forming on Telegram. Yeah. Or Facebook. Have a look on Facebook.
Some of them form on Facebook, and then you go to the Telegram group for chats, but they're actual certain things that they'll keep on Facebook. But with the insane censorship that's happening at the moment, that's somebody else's life.
If we can be very careful with our words.
There is that. It's Nick V, isn't it? Yeah. So there's insane censorship. That's why a lot of people don't post a lot on Facebook and stuff, or on Instagram, but they still use them as channels so that people can find them. So that's interesting. It's interesting to be able to search on Telegram. I mean, some of them I use WhatsApp groups to communicate, but you won't be able to find it by searching. So anyway,
but you'll find them. If they are there, you'll find them.
Yeah.
And because your vibe attracts your tribe, and you'll find them.
Yeah, if you just, there's no need to hide or not be truthful about how you feel about certain things, but there's also no need to be rude about it either. So there's, we all have our own opinions, and it's time to let go of judgment and accept each other for who we are. And those of us who want to see the world through our eyes, we don't need to shield ourselves away. Because there was a time when we with our old friends, they're not our old friends, but we used to talk about how we felt about it. It's like, well, you do something about it then. What are you going to do? I remember that very clearly. And it was like being basically told to shut up and get on with it. That's the vibe that we were getting all the time. It's like, well, we did do something about it. We got involved to the best of our level anyway. And I feel like, and it's changed us internally, which I think the whole thing is about working on yourself and changing yourself from, well, not changing yourself, but becoming comfortable with who you are and not being afraid to shine your own light.
Yeah, which I think is a nice point to finish.
Yeah.
So we've got a change of scenery today.
Yeah.
Or we thought we'd not be near the kids because they were making loads of noise outside, and then we set up in here, and then the kids finished outside and they came inside.
So yeah. Yeah, we're
Right.
in a massive pack-up mode at the moment, so we're
getting ready for a big summer adventure. So we'll see what happens. Although there's some funny stuff going on with flights at the moment, so who knows?
Yeah, but we're packing up and moving out for the summer because we're renting our house for the summer. So that's why we don't actually have a particular office space. So yeah, interesting.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's it. So thanks for. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below.
Yeah,
and don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to and give us the thumbs up. And any questions, anything you'd like us to cover, anything you'd like to know, just hit it in the comments, and we'll answer you. I get nervous towards the end of videos.
You got nervous, didn't you?
Yeah, I get nervous towards the end of the video.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.